Page 11, Puck. This is a piece that gives us a chance to experience dotted quarter notes in 4/4 time. Personally, I don't see the point. It doesn't matter what the time signature is. Dotted quarter note's a dotted quarter note. But they've done it, so let's cover it. It's got some nice, interesting things in it, and they talk a little bit about accents. I assume you've had accents before because they don't really tell you much of what it is other than tell you to put more emphasis on it and show you what it looks like. So I'll come back to the accents when we get to the articulation. Right now, let's look it over. Looks kind of ugly because it's got all these accidentals in it, but we'll deal with those. 3 lines long, treble and bass clef, 1 flat in the key signature. We're in the key of F major. All the B's are automatically going to be played as B flats. That's all. And a common time, which is 4/4 time. All right. Let's take it one hand at a time. I'm going to connect everything I can for now. I'm just interested in notes, fingering, and rhythm. You're starting out in the right hand with here. That puts you in this position. And dotted quarter note, 1 and 2 and. Remember that? The note comes on beat 1. The dot comes on beat 2. So the 8th note comes on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and then a D flat just uses the index finger here. Here. So again, 1 and 2 and. See, they give you the above the staff there, the little staff, and tell you how it is. A dotted quarter note is the same as a quarter note tied to an 8th note. Because the dot gets half the value of the note, therefore it gets the same as an 8th note would get. And that's another way of looking at it. If that helps you, by all means, look at it that way. I don't care. But it's 1 and 2 and 1. 1 and 2 and 4. Isn't this fun? This just keeps doing this for a while. Okay. Actually, you just keep doing this all the way through until you get to the last 3 measures. At the bottom, you're here, and that's here, E flat. 1 and 2. Remember that flat's good for the rest of the measures, so that last note is also a D flat. So 1 and 2, and then a D flat, then a D natural. See, they need the natural sign because it was a flat. The flat would carry over. So yeah, they need the natural sign. And an E natural, they don't need the natural sign. It's an E natural anyway. But you had an E flat in the previous measure. They're just trying to be clear. Make sure you play an E natural. Otherwise, it's not needed. It's a courtesy sign. Here, that's all it is. It's like in the second line, second measure. They give you a D natural sign, the natural sign for the D. You don't need it. It's a natural anyway. But you had a D flat in the previous measure. And so they're just telling you, make sure you play a D natural here. Most publishers would not give you a natural sign there. It's up to you to just know it's a natural. Left hand, well, you're starting out with 5 and 3 here. That puts you in this position. Don't forget the B flat. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Second line, second measure, B natural. They do need the natural sign here because it's in the key signature. You're supposed to play a B flat. So it is B natural, and now it's a B flat. You don't need the flat sign because it's another measure. An accidental is only good for that measure. So it's a B flat anyway. But again, they're being clear. Be sure and play a B flat. This is the second line, third measure. What you were doing. Let's go down to the last line, third measure. You get the F and the A. And then you get this ugly looking thing. Well, when you get things like this, you do a technique called spell out the chord. We start with the bottom note of the chord, whatever's given, figure it out, and we do the next note, and the next, and the next, and then however many notes in the chord. We spell out the chord. Here, the bottom note is an F. The middle note is an A, but it has a flat in front of it. See, the flat sign is on that top line. That's the A, so instead of here, it's here. And then the top note is a B, and it has a natural sign here. Remember, there's a B flat in the key signature, because so if it didn't have a natural sign, it'd be a B flat. But they want that. So they want these notes. Okay, and then the last two measures. Again, they don't need they don't need the flat sign. It's a B flat anyway. Doesn't hurt being there, so we're going here. Okay. Now put the hands together. Let's sort of have an idea. These are together, and then that's by itself. And let's see, it's one beat, and then come out. That's pretty much it. Till you get to the end. Let's go down to the last four measures on the last line. It'll be the third measure over. It's here, and then here. Remember that? Remember our friend there? You just have to learn to go to here. You can use thumb if it would help you. It doesn't matter how you finger it, just finger it. Pick a finger and stick with it. I do that one because I'm here. And if that's, I could do fourth finger there. It's kind of awkward, but it can be done. So you decide how you want to finger it. Here, so you work out those notes. Once you have an idea of the notes and the fingering and the rhythm and all, then we'll think about the articulation. Well, there's quite a bit going on here in articulation. In the right hand, they give you the accent at first. The accent, the little arrow, means play it a little louder than normal. Give it a little extra. And then staccato. And go ahead and separate the C from the D flat. Here. In the left hand, you have an accent and connect it. So staccato. You can't connect a repeated note, but I can connect this. That's a problem. Let's look at that. You have here to here. The F is not tied. You got to play it again. It'd be easier if it were tied, and you could just hold it down here, but it isn't. So you got to play it again. But I want to connect the top note. I can't connect the bottom note. I gotta let up on it to play it again. So the idea is, and it's important we learn to do this eventually. Do the best you can for now. Is you're going to connect the top note, you lift up on the bottom note, and then get ready and play the next one. And get to where eventually the lift up is very short. Something like that. And there's an accent on that note too. Give a little extra weight. Boom. That's the articulation, and that's a challenge. This articulation is hard, in my opinion, in this piece. Do the best you can. After you've been through the book and you go back through it, hopefully you go through these books more than once. If not for any other reason than you just play the pieces, have fun with it, you will get better and better at this. Then the dynamics, mezzo forte, MF, that's the melody, which is the right hand. The left hand, keep it in the background, but this accent note, that's going to make that one note loud. And the right hand, this can come up a little bit, but it still needs to be in the background. And then I suggest you come down for the second measure, start that down about a moderately soft and go back up. Here, don't start moderately loud and go up to loud. Come down and go back up. You're staying at loud, whatever you were. And second line, third measure. This dies away on its own. The left hand you can come up a little bit so you can go down. Make each of these a little softer here. Get the idea? Now at the end, last two measures. Now you've been allowed the whole last line because you crescendoed at the end of the second line. You're loud here, and the accented notes are very loud then. But the last two measures, they want you to go up to loud. Well, you got to come down so you can go up. So come down about a moderately loud and go back up. So the last three measures, you're loud here, and then come down. Come back up. There. Now be loud at the end. Again, eventually you got to get into where you can feel these dynamics. Don't know that I agree with them, but that's what they put in there. Okay. Now the speed, they don't give you one. Isn't that nice? Just have fun with it. You can experiment with speeds, just like you can experiment with the dynamics and the articulation. Try it at different speeds. Go slow. Try it real fast to see what you think. But don't go faster than you can play accurately. Or somewhere in the middle. No? Experiment with it. Let's play it together very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do any dynamics. I'll try and play the accented notes a little louder because they're accented. That's articulation. That's not dynamics. So I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2. Rest.